Hey, what's good YouTube world? Prashil here, and today I'm going to be giving my review on this very chair that I'm actually sitting on. Now, I've had this chair for over 6 months now, so I feel like I've spent enough time with it to give my honest thoughts on it. And to begin, I want to get straight into the design. Alright, so this is a good looking chair, I think. I don't know. I don't really go around rating chairs in terms of looks, but I definitely sit on this one. Moving on. Now the chair itself feels very premium and looks the part as well, and I will give SecretLab credit here as there are a ton of themed options to go with when it comes to different colorways. I myself went for the low-key stealth option, which comes in all black except for the logo and name in gold with nice red accent stitching, along with the edge of the bolster having this nice carbon fiber feel to it. The armrest is a little hard, and I'm usually used to much softer, padded armrests on cheaper chairs, so this was a bit disappointing for me. And speaking of the armrests, what also annoyed me was the fact that despite this being a premium gaming chair, the armrests felt incredibly flimsy. Don't get me wrong, the mechanism for switching out the armrests is great, but come on, it just doesn't feel solid at all. Alright, so let's talk about comfort and what it's like to actually use this chair. And right off the bat, once again, the first thing you'll notice is that the armrests just aren't that comfy, and they honestly feel a little bit hard and tough when you first use this chair. And it does take a little bit of getting used to, and after a while of use, they do start to soften up a little bit. But yeah, it's definitely something that you'll notice. Now, the same can actually be said for the base of this chair, the seat. So in the beginning, I would just throw myself onto this chair, and you honestly realize pretty soon just how much that actually hurts. Now, I don't have what the cool kids refer to as a dump truck, but if you're like me, then you will realize that this seat needs a little bit of wearing in before it starts to become more comfortable for longer use. But suffice to say, you will get used to the seat after a while, not so much the armrest. Now, you do also get lumbar support for your back, and the great thing about this is that you get the option to adjust the intensity for the lumbar support, which is just how much of an arch you want, as well as the vertical placement of that support, as well as a lever for the reclining feature, as well as another to adjust height. Now, I will say this, I was able to comfortably sit on this chair for about 6 hours at a time, no problem. Now, this is dependent on how you set up your lumbar support, your height, your max recline, all that good stuff, and this is why I highly encourage you, if you were to purchase one of these chairs, to really take the time to learn just how the lumbar support works and what actually works well for you, because this is honestly imperative for your experience with this chair. Because again, right out the box when I attempted to use this chair, I didn't find it comfortable at all, and it wasn't until I actually took the time to play around with the lumbar support, figure out how it worked, and only then I noticed a great improvement and I actually felt like I was getting what I paid for. Alright, I do want to mention that setting up this chair out the box does take a little bit of time and know-how. For me, it took about 45-ish minutes, but that I think is just because I'm slow, and honestly, I ended up tossing out the actual instructions which came out the box in favor of a video online, and in hindsight, it probably wasn't the greatest decision for me. So I definitely encourage you to actually check the instructions in the box because they are super easy to follow. A lot easier than one of those videos that I kind of sped up. So yeah, now you know. Now it's also important to note that this is a heavy chair and it will leave a prominent indentation in your carpet. And so I highly recommend that you actually pair this with a mat just to protect your carpet, because again, as you're rolling back and forth, this thing can actually destroy your carpet. Now, what's my final take on this chair? Well, I gotta say that this is actually a pretty decent, well thought out gaming chair. But it's not without its imperfections, especially with the flimsy armrests, which are just not solid at all and really take away from the premium feel of this chair. Now, add on the 550 USD price tag depending on which size of chair you get, as well as which themed colorway you pick, and it'll definitely cost you an arm and a leg. Now, I'm gonna be honest, this chair has been really good to me. I mean, the durability has been top notch. Even after 6 months, there's absolutely no signs of wear and tear on this chair. The hybrid leatherette material definitely holds up. And so if you're after a durable, premium gaming chair with many themed colored options, and you have the money just burning a hole in your pocket, then honestly, I'd say go right ahead and pick one up. But if you're just after an ergonomic chair that'll get the job done and you don't really care about any fancy colorways, then there are many options out there online that are about 2/3 or even half the price of this chair. And I definitely encourage you to do your research because you will find something really good for, again, 2/3 or even half the price of this chair. So there you have it. This has been my take on the SecretLab Titan Evo, my long-term review. Thank you so much for watching. It looks like we're out of time, so I'll catch you in the next one.